Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, August 27th. Sorry, this video is coming out kind of late. My daughter had a volleyball game today, and volleyball season, yes, has kicked off. She did take a brutal loss, as I did today in the markets as well. But that's okay. That's what we keep playing the game. So let's get into our weekly bands. Let's get this mid-week review started. Obviously, just here's the two bands that I gave you on Sunday. I mean, it's exactly where price action, absolute bottom to pretty much rejection from the top band. This tradable level it was tough. It was kind of tough to trade from. Obviously, you had some moves that you could have made from the top and the bottom. But there's some new tradable levels on the NQ. Don't got much on the ES. I'll show you the ES chart here in a little bit, but not much to update. So this video should be a little bit on the quicker side here tonight, but some important updates for our trading days of Thursday and Friday left right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out here is at risk for loss. All right, now that we got that out of the way, video came out Sunday, somewhere right around here-ish, I would assume. And got a nice little push to the downside, rejected off of our lower band from the 23,437 down to the 23,370. Came right back up, had a rejection right off the bat on this level, that the tradable level I gave you at 23,514. Let's just see what kind of rejection we had here. Let's say it can't be right. 30, what was that? 34 points. So yeah, decent reaction off the tradable level right here off the first test, and came right back up and finally came right back down into this tradable level at 23,514, and then shot right up to the band, rejected off of this band. Where do we reject to? Exactly to the lower band right down here. So, and again, I gave you guys that video on my setups, on how I find my setups using the volume profile. That new video is now linked in the description below. So it incorporates how I come up with my levels, how I use the volume profile, and the bands are no different. You know, the bands are just really supersized volume that you are definitely going to get a reaction to. You're going to have a pretty hard time getting through them unless you have some, big high impact news. Something really has to move the markets to get through these bands. So as far as some new tradable levels, let's take a look. Actually, I got to make an adjustment to this band. This band is going to get adjusted to 23,692 down to 23,607. All right. So slight adjustment on this band, but they're all extremely important. So take note, the new band is at 23,692 down to 23,607. As far as, I'm going to delete this tradable level. We've got a band sitting obviously still down here. This one's still in play, 23,437 down to 23,370. We got a band below that at 23,342 down to 23,246. You got a tradable level here at 23,270, and for all of those people, an overwhelming response to the weekly emailed bands and tradable levels. For everybody that signed up, I shouldn't say everyone, for everyone that signed up on Sunday, it's free. Just go to my website, www.robstrades.com. Just put your name and your email, and these get sent out to you every Sunday. So for those that signed up for it Monday or Tuesday, look out for the email that comes out on Sundays. I was thinking about maybe sending it out on Wednesday with updated levels as well. That might be something. I mean, leave a comment for me below if that's something that would be of value to you. I just don't want to be sending a boatload of emails to people. So it's not, because it's difficult for me to do. It's really not. I just don't want to be filling up people's emails either. All right. So we updated this weekly band here. Now let's get into the tradable levels that we've got going. Our first one is going to sit at 23,735. Okay, so slight adjustment from that band, how this band got dropped down. Here is a tradable level that you should be looking at, 23,735. Put this sucker on your chart. And below where price action, actually no, it's right here. And this one is going to be at 23,645, right there, right in the middle of this band right here. And it's not super far. It's about 70 points away from where price action currently sits at. Mark this sucker on your chart, 23,645, and let's see what kind of reaction we get right here. Okay, so you got 23,645, 23,735, and then the lower tradable level at 23,270. And these we've been talking about. You guys should have these already there. If not, you can watch my video from last time. ES, not much to share on the ES because video came out somewhere right around here ish. Yeah, Sunday the 25th. Right around here. Gave you guys a tradable level at 64.28. I mean, it missed it by about 1.5 points, but the reaction to this level right here was just sickening. Let's see. 77 points in the ES. I mean, that's massive. That's absolutely massive. Okay. But I don't need to make any adjustments on the weekly band. This band we're currently sitting at, big high volume pocket, is perfectly fine right here. Obviously, we got nothing up here. It's all black space. It's all a bunch of black space up there. So if price action starts getting up here, we got nothing to the left. We got to wait for some retracements and for price action to do some moves here for volume to start building up here. But so this is the absolute current upper band, which is at 65.09 down to 64.64. I'm going to keep the tradable level at 64.28. I'm going to keep the level, obviously we haven't tapped into it, 64.17. Mark this up on your chart, guys. I'm telling you, mark it up on your charts. And we've got the band at 6,400 down to 63.64. You're going to see some rejections, much bigger rejections here. And then a tradable level sitting at 63.73. So the ES, not much has really changed just because of what price action has kind of been doing over the last 2-3 days. As far as the trades from this week, Mondays, we had a awesome winner and a super signal on the NQ. Huge trade. So had an entry at 23,417, targeting 23,476. It's about a 59-point winner on the NQ. Very little drawdown. Funny thing is, this is a 1-minute chart. I think this entire move happened in about a minute and a half. It's kind of crazy, crazy trade. And Monday gave out an entry here, but still hasn't tapped into that one. Unfortunate now with yesterday. So yesterday we had a signal on the NQ to go short at to go short, yeah, at 23,567. Now, as you can see, this is a chart of the MNQ. The MNQ did end up, well, actually, I think what we've discovered is that this was still off by a tick. Either way, this was a loser. It was a loser for me. The NQ chart shows it better. We missed our entry here, obviously, and then price action shot right through our entry, tapped into our stop loss by a good probably 3 or 4 points, and then came right back down to hit our TP 1 and 2. So that was super unfortunate yesterday. And then today, this one really hurt. So throughout the signal today, I think it was sometime in the afternoon. Maybe it was around, I don't know, it could have been around noon or 1 o'clock. I could be off of my time. You know what, I could just, 1:50, I threw the signal out. And it was along at the 23,569. Okay. And I even put in here on my chart. So this was pre-NVIDIA earnings. We got a huge spike to the downside, and when I had put out my signal, it was way in advance of NVIDIA. Price action was actually pretty damn high from it was pretty high from where our entry was, and it was unfortunate because price action came right down, tapped into our entry, tapped into our stop loss, few points away again on the stop. So I think we got probably 4 or 5 points under our stop, and then this thing shot, I don't know, 100 something points straight to the upside. So, and again, there was a lot of kind of weirdness with NVIDIA earnings coming out today. The markets were, obviously a little goofy. And then I broke down the entire thought process of my trade here for our members. And pretty much, again, if you watch the video on how I do my setups, on the 60-minute, which is what you're looking at, obviously I mapped out the high volume node that I found in the 60-minute. And then I dropped down to the 15-minute, and I found a level on the 15-minute that broke structure. Again, it's what I'm looking for. And then refined on the 5-minute chart. So pretty much I even put on the chart on the volume profile where my entry obviously was at, where the signal was at, where my stop loss was that I gave as my signal. And I even said that the safest stop loss would have been down here because you've got this really nice level of defense here. But, obviously a stop down here, the risk to reward, which again is not the most important thing in my trades, but it's got to make sense to a certain extent as well. And then where I put my take profits, obviously it's, at the in this little cup here. It's just a super easy place where I knew price action wanted to come right back up and touch into my TP, which it did, but unfortunately not before I hit my stop loss. So an up and down week. Monday we had obviously a nice huge trade, 2 losses on the signals here, Tuesday and Wednesday and today, but there's always Thursday and Friday. That's why we keep playing the game. It's the exact reason I told my daughter that we keep playing the game. Took a nasty loss today to a really good team, but we keep fighting. And again, if you want to get the weekly bands and all of my tradable levels emailed to you directly, just go to my website, www.robstrades.com. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you guys on Sunday. Take care, everyone.